If you've been following the NBA for the last few seasons, you may have heard someone say this at one point or another. The center position in the NBA is dying. And while that did make some sense at the time, since the Golden State Warriors had just taken over the league with their fast-paced perimeter-based play style, times have very quickly changed. Because right now, we currently have two different centers that I think are going to be a problem in the league for a long time. And those two guys are Nikola Jokic and James Wiseman. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Okay, Jokic makes sense, but Wiseman? He's only played 4 games. And while yes, Wiseman doesn't have that much experience in the league yet, you wouldn't be able to tell that easily from watching him that he's just a rookie in his first week in the NBA. For the most part, the IQ is already there. He just needs to work on the inevitable rookie mistakes. But still, he's gonna be one of the guys that show people that you can still build a team around your center when Steph, Clay, and Draymond eventually retire. And so that's what we're gonna be talking about today. We're gonna be talking about both Nikola Jokic and James Wiseman, but mostly Jokic, and what we can look forward to in the coming seasons with them, and we're going to be answering the question, are they going to revive the center position in the NBA? So let's get into the video. So like I said before, this video I'm going to mainly be talking about Nikola Jokic and what he brings to the table, because I feel that while James Wiseman does have a very bright future ahead of him, and I feel like he's going to be the centerpiece to a team one day, it's still way too early in his career, and as some of you may know, I hate making predictions like that. So I'm mainly just going to be talking about what we've seen from him so far. James Wiseman has been a really pleasant surprise for nearly every Golden State fan that I've seen, and I mean, it makes sense. The man's been a knockdown shooter, a great shot blocker, and a great screen setter. And there was even one play during their game against Chicago where he got the block on one end, he ran the ball down the court, and got a dunk. Like, this dude is good, and he's gonna continue improving. I just still can't believe that he's only played 3 college games and 4 NBA games. And to me, that's most likely a sign that he's gonna be a problem in the league for years to come once he learns a bit more and matures. But other than that, there really isn't that much to say about him because I still want to see a bit more from him. But now, we're gonna talk about the main reason that I wanted to make this video, and that's Nikola Jokic. Because over the last few seasons, we've seen him develop into one of the best passers in the league, and arguably the best passing center in NBA history. And it's not really that he's a flashy passer, he just makes all the right plays and reads, and it's really fun to watch. But I feel that his abilities haven't been on full display to people that don't watch the NBA as much, because the Nuggets don't usually get that many national TV games throughout the year, and just like I said, his abilities aren't that eye-catching at first, because he's not flashy. But trust me when I say that this dude is legitimately one of the best passers I've ever seen. I know Dom2K already recently made a video strictly breaking down some of his plays this season, so I'll try to keep this short. So here we can see that there's nothing really to break down, it's just the passing ability of Jokic to be able to make this pass cross court into Gary Harris's hands. And the same thing here. So if you've been out of the loop recently, Nikola Jokic had a game against the Houston Rockets where he set a career high in assists with 18. 18 assists for your center. So let's take a look at some of those. Now, this is just such a beautiful play right here, man. So Jokic gets the ball from Gary Harris, but he fumbles it a little. But now here, he fakes the handoff, and at the same time he sets a screen on Harden. Gary Harris cuts around, and boom, there's the pass and wide open layup. Now, this is another thing that makes him so smart, is that he seems to just always know where his guys are. So on this play, Eric Gordon gets switched on to Jokic, and so he gets the ball, and that commands a double team off of Paul Millsap. But this pretty much leaves PJ Tucker in no man's land, because now he has to commit to either MPJ or Millsap. Paul Millsap moves in, and now PJ Tucker literally has no idea what to do here, because he can't commit too much to him, or else that might be a pass into the corner, since that's what they did the possession before this. So you can see he's doing his best to stay in the passing lane to prevent that from happening again. And this is also good by Millsap, because being this far under the basket, he's forcing Tucker to make a decision. But Jokic hasn't made the pass yet, because he's also waiting for Christian Wood to commit to the double team, so it pulls him away from the paint. Because you can see here that he's really just kind of hedging, but he does end up committing, and Jokic makes the pass. And it's another wide open layup. Now, this is when I was talking about the IQ, because Jokic looked at him for a split second and just knew how the play was going to develop. Because you can see here that he looks at him before he's actually open, and doesn't look back until he actually made the pass. Now here's another play caused by a mismatch. So this time Harden is on Jokic, and so Christian Wood is sagging into the paint to potentially cut off a spin or to double if Jokic gets too far into the lane. And here's where the beauty of Denver's offense comes in, because Jamal Murray starts to cut, but he has no intention of actually getting a pass here. He cuts and is able to cut off Christian Wood from recovering back to the corner, because now both Jamal Murray and John Wall are in the way. And so Jokic is actually looking for Murray here. So as soon as he starts that cut, the pass goes into the corner, Wood can't recover, wide open three. Now, this is just ridiculous. So this is similar to the play that we looked at earlier. Fake the handoff, cut back the other way, and now Jokic throws this pass. Like, how is this dude even real? Now, in their last game against the Kings, there weren't really that many plays that I felt the need to look at except for this one. There's really nothing to break down other than the fact that this is your center making this pass. A bounce pass from half court led to the perfect spot. This dude is unreal, man. And I can understand the fact that he probably will never get as much attention as some other guys in the league simply because his playstyle isn't as exciting as some of those other guys. You know, LeBron James, Steph Curry, James Harden, Kyrie Irving, just to name a few. But the people who really know basketball and really pay attention to those little details, they appreciate him. I mean, this man just recorded his 44th career triple-double, which is not only good for 4th in the league among active players behind Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, and James Harden, but he's already 9th all-time in career triple-doubles. Let me say that again. This guy is 9th all-time in career triple-doubles, and this 7-footer is still only 25 years old. The league is changing, because not only can he make these plays, but he can also do everything that you could possibly want in today's NBA. He can set screens, he can rebound, he can occasionally hit threes, he can score, he can pass, like everything. He averages over a steal a game. And as for the shooting, he can occasionally hit threes, like I said, but that's the one area of his game that's not as fine-tuned. But he's still not that bad. He shoots nearly 34% on threes for his career. Now, let's talk about the question that I started the video with, which is, will he and James Wiseman be able to revive the center position? And honestly, I think they will, because you have to think, even 15 years ago, the center position wasn't looked into like this. It was still an important position, but now you need to have more skill than ever to be a center in the NBA. Because back then, you really just needed to have some skill, some IQ, and be 7 feet, and you were probably going to be drafted. But now, since the popularization of the three-point shot, traditional centers are going away, and so you have to be able to spread the floor, and you have to have more to your game than, you know, a post-up game or something along those lines. And so when you look at it like that, I feel like we may be heading towards another shift in the NBA in the next few seasons. Because naturally, guys that are tall right now are likely going to be shown tape of guys like Nikola Jokic and James Wiseman and what they're doing right now and try to incorporate that into their games. And that process is only going to continue once they start actually winning. Because I mean, Nikola Jokic it's just a matter of time before that Nuggets team is able to break through. Because I mean, they already made the Western Conference Finals the season after, being one shot away from making the Western Conference Finals. And as for Wiseman, he was drafted into a really good situation, so I'm really curious to see how he's going to develop. But I think that once people start to realize that you can win with a center as your best player, they're going to start to hop on the trend as well. But that's just my opinion. So I want to know what you guys think. Do you think Jokic and Wiseman are the centers of the future? Or do you think the league is going to continue trending towards guards and perimeter play? Let me know what you think. But with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell to be notified when I upload. Comment down below what you want to see next. And as always, I'll see you guys in the next one.